You can make bad habits vanish and good ones automatic. You've been told to focus on goals, but that's not true. If you're serious about changing your life, not just dreaming, but actually doing, watch this entire video. This is Atomic Habits Chapter 5 by James Clear. And it's the chapter that flips everything you thought you knew about building habits. And to make it fun and unforgettable, I'll explain it using the most iconic family in cartoon history, Shin-chan's family. Let's begin. Let's start with Hiroshi Nohara, Shin-chan's dad. Hiroshi is always saying, "I'll get fit. I'll wake up early and jog before work." So one day he buys new jogging shoes, sets a 6 a.m. alarm, and sleeps with big dreams. Next morning, alarm rings. He groans, turns over, and says, "Maybe from Monday." He ends up snoring while Shin-chan draws on his face. Now why does this happen? Every single time? Because Hiroshi tried to change his habit with motivation, but motivation fades. James Clear calls this the law of least effort, and it's not just real. It's the reason most people fail to build habits that last. Let's take Shin-chan himself. Misai tells him, "Go do your homework." But instead, he's lying on the floor, snacks in hand, TV blasting Action Cayman. The homework is on the top shelf of the cupboard. The pencil is unsharpened. The eraser is probably under the sofa. So what happens? TV wins. Effort loses. Now imagine this. Books are already open on the table. Pencil and eraser are right there. TV remote is hidden. Suddenly, even Shin-chan might do his homework. But the point is, habits become easier when they require less effort. Humans always choose the path of least resistance. It's not weakness. It's how our brains save energy. Want to build habits that last? Remove resistance. Make the action effortless. James Clear says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." The biggest system? Your environment. Let's take Misai now. She wants the family to eat healthy. But when she opens the fridge, it's full of soda cans, leftover cake, and Shin-chan's secret stash of choco chips. Now imagine she rearranges it. Sliced fruits and salad are front and center. Junk food goes on the top shelf. Shin-chan's chips? Gone. Even Hiroshi would grab a fruit bowl before beer. The environment changed, and so did the behavior, without needing motivation. Let's say Bo-chan wants to become a painter, but his sketchbook is packed under toys, and crayons are missing. Instead, if the sketch pad is already open on the desk and crayons are in a neat box, Bo-chan will draw before anyone even tells him to. Small design changes, big behavior shifts. This is where the game changes. Don't try to fight your old habits. Outsmart them by changing the setup. This part is gold. James Clear introduces priming, preparing your environment so your next action becomes automatic. Let's talk about Nini. She wants to journal every night before sleeping, but her diary is inside her school bag, which is in another room. By the time she remembers, she's already half asleep. Now let's fix it. Diary is already placed on her bed. Pen is on top of it. Room light is dim and peaceful. Now even Nini won't forget. Because the system does half the work. That's priming. Same goes for automation. Set recurring reminders. Use auto-savings apps. Use time-blocking calendars. Keep your tools ready before you need them. Success isn't about willpower. It's about making smart choices easy and obvious, and bad habits hard and invisible. Let's recap what Chapter 5 taught us, with a Shin-chan twist. People, like Hiroshi, always choose what's easiest. Make good habits obvious, simple, and ready. Make bad habits invisible, annoying, and distant. Design your space like Misai designed the fridge. Prime your environment like Neni sets up her diary. Automate what matters. You don't need to try harder. You need to set it up so trying isn't even required. Now here's the twist. Even if you make habits easy, they won't truly stick unless they match something deeper. Your identity. You can act disciplined, focused, and healthy. But if you still believe you're lazy, unmotivated, or not that kind of person, you'll eventually return to your old ways. And that's exactly what Chapter 6 of Atomic Habits by James Clear is about. It's titled, The Secret to Lasting Change, Identity-Based Habits. If this chapter was the how, Chapter 6 is the why behind every habit you build or break. So don't stop here. Watch Chapter 6 and discover how your beliefs are the foundation of your future. Because if your habits aren't changing your identity, they'll never last. Like this video if it made sense. Comment, less friction, more action. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, the chapter that rewires your brain from the inside out.